No, they should approve like 5 billboards separately and then connect it, and then it's having sex. Was it Bench's fault? Was Bench the mastermind of this conspiracy to black out the hand?
No, it's the Illuminati. Obviously.
Was there a triangle somewhere?
It's atheist.
But seriously, so what we know is that at first people thought it was the ad board that did the censoring.
Yeah.
And then when all of the smoke cleared and the dust settled and whatever cliche, it apparently Bench had the censored version approved, but the approved version, did you see that? Have you seen that? The approved version?
Oh yeah, it's a gradient of
It was
blue.
a gradient. It wasn't that ugly black
The one
mass
that's-
with the it didn't look vandalized at all. And if they can print the resolution for the faces, I figure that they can print gradients.
Yeah,
Right?
of
So it
course.
wasn't like an error in printing.
No.
It was
intentionally
It
made
was intentionally
to look
made.
like it was vandalized.
okay, so there's that first deception by omission. They didn't own up to it right away. And then I suspect that there's another level of deception.
Active deception.
When they showed that gradient hand, and then which is, I think, different from what was printed on the billboards.
Yeah.
So strike two for Bench, and and this whole thing is, I think, it's not improbable that this was made to generate buzz and get on BuzzFeed.
That's true.
You think? Yeah.
Did they get on BuzzFeed?
I think so. I think, they got on BuzzFeed. It was the paint the hands black. Paint the hands back.
Paint the hands back. Yeah, paint the hands back.
Yeah, that was a bit troubling. Like having two hashtags that are diametrically opposed, and then with just one letter difference.
Wait, there was a hashtag for paint the hands black?
No. Like, but
Yeah,
if you typed it
Yeah.
incorrectly, diba?
I wondered about that.
But we could do another campaign, paint the hands black. You
Yeah.
know those
for the big-
memes for unintentional censorship. No. What is it? Like when you censor something and then it looks very
It suddenly becomes.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
bleep out words and it sounds dirty.
the words and the images too.
Start pixelating.
You pixelate stuff and then it looks wrong. We paint hands black. Anyway, focus on the Bench issue. Whose fault was it, or is there anyone at fault? Is it a bad thing that Bench did this whole shenanigan?
Well, I feel like, of course, there's the deception part. Like that will not really be justified, I think, in this case.
Yeah.
Like if they want to generate buzz, there are many more ethical ways to generate buzz without deceiving the public. Actually, even just showing the unapproved version after having the approved version, the actual approved version, the one with the gradient, having it printed, and then coming out to the media that, guys, okay, we submitted this as well.
Yeah.
But it was not approved.
Yeah.
But you're free to disseminate it if you want. Because your approval is only for the billboard naman, diba?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't cover all media.
Yeah.
So the media would be free to say that okay, this was not approved, and we want to question why it wasn't approved. So like even that, I think, would be enough. Would generate enough buzz.
Yeah. That would generate buzz, like saying that we're on the good side. We were for this series of billboards, right? And then and it paints the regulatory board as the bad guys. Like
the ad board.
Yeah, the ad board.
What is it called?
Like paints their hands black.
check it
I
out.
don't remember.
Yeah,
but
the ad board. Okay.
The ad board. Let's call it the ad board. Like it would have been better if they posted the billboard like this, just a large black box, and saying like, this part not approved by the ad board. So then they're the bad guys. Of
The
course,
ad
that
board would not.
Of course, they would not
approve
allow that.
But basically, that's if they could establish themselves from the beginning as we wanted this very loving picture, and then the ad board would approve it. So they would automatically be the good guys, right? But they went and deceived the people. Like first, you counted 2 strikes, I counted 3. First, they actively made it look like it was vandalized. Then they let the people hate on the vandals first. And then that was the deception by omission. And then they released that this is the thing, and with the gradient, which is not what we saw.
Which is not what the ad board.
Which is not what the ad board
approved.
Yeah, so it's a problem with Bench trying to be
the good guys.
The good guys, forcing themselves like
they're not SMDC.
Yeah, they're not the real good guys.
Yeah. They're not SMDC. So they made the ad board look bad. Just another strike. Just to add another strike. They did these photo shoots, right? What I suspect, and this is not in the evidence, but I suspect that this is actually the case. So they did that.
Tinfoil hats now. Okay.
Not so much.
Okay,
not even. Just a paper hat. Just a paper hat. So Bench did the photo shoot with the 2 guys, right? They had a whole bunch of photos looking at each other because they said that.
Looking at each other was rejected.
Looking at each other
lovingly
was rejected. They had a bunch of other photos with other more family-friendly shots. Like just, side by side, like that.
Best
friends, or just hands around.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had versions like this. The ad board just, okay, yeah, sure, publish that. No controversy there, right? No story. We wouldn't be talking about Bench right now if they had submitted that. They wouldn't have to blur or pixelate or add the gradient to anything. But,
they chose the one that would.
Like, I imagine the ad board guys, oh, what about that? No, we don't want, we want to submit this one with the blurred, the grade. Are you sure?
With a chance of controversy.
This one makes, they're clearly gay in this photo as well. Are you sure you want the one with the gradiented hands? Yeah, we're sure. Okay. So see, 4 strikes. But
surely they had to have the one that looked vandalized approved then. They can't have the gradient approved and then suddenly print the one that looked vandalized.
Yeah. But that's what they did. Oh, 5 strikes.
Yeah, so clearly, like I would assume, they had this one approved, and then they showed us later, here is the approved gradient. Yeah, but what about the one that looked vandalized?
Yeah, show us a copy of the actual thing that the billboard printers received. And and if there was a mistake in the printing, I'm sure there's someone whose only job is to check the billboard before it goes up there. Just lay it out there and check it before we actually... they could have done another run. If the printer had a limitation that they couldn't do the gradient effect that they used there, go with another printer or do the whole thing again. You're going to put it up for millions of people to see. Right? But, okay. Who's the SMDC in this situation? Who are the good guys? Even now, like, okay, so they apologize. A lot of people owe the ad board some apology, like a partial apology, but not a full apology. You know why? Because the rule for the traditional family values is still there.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's still there. If there's one good thing that we can take away from this issue, it's that the traditional values is still in the ad board's guidelines. And so many, we don't know how many progressive ads are censored out because of this clause.
Yeah, the ad board are clearly not the good guys. They have approved some really shitty ads. Like in the first place, there's like barely dressed women all over EDSA, right? Or men, and then there are these like dark skin people are unattractive, white is better type of ads, and or the unattractive people, like, don't marry them and go, like, there's this
what
contact lens ad.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that. I know that one.
The girl chose the ugly guy.
Okay.
Because she had bad eyes. And then there's a more attractive guy in the background. So, like, don't be a loser, have your eyes checked. So they approve these things.
Okay.
And then, so, traditional Filipino values.
So they're being
upheld.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, in a free speech kind of situation, these things wouldn't be censored because they do not endanger anyone.
Yeah.
There's no.
And the bench ad was not even comparing anything. It's like love all kinds of love. I think what is it? What
Yeah.
it was? Yeah,
All kinds of love.
All kinds of love. Yeah. So basically, that's what it was. And even if you're talking about consistency, this is not even in the same range. So ad guys clearly not the good guys, but bench taking or appearing to take the side of pro LGBT causes, but employing some deception and of course some promotion of self by courting controversy. Are they good guys ish?
Like,
They used
like with the deception involved, like I said earlier, like I'm against that. But their attempt at, for example, taking yung sinabi mo, they took multiple shots, diba, of the two guys, and they knew that some of them would be approved, some would probably not or might not.
Yeah.
And their choice to actually go with the ones that would be somewhat controversial, I'm not so much against that, because if they were aware, for example, of the ad board's weird policies on traditional values, and they just wanted to bring this to light and to the public eye, and then I think it would be fine that they would select that, okay, we just present it to the ad board, ask them, is this okay? What would we do to make this okay and please you? And then if the gradient thing happened and everything was clean, like it was honest, okay, we put up the gradient, but this is what we initially submitted, I would be fine with that. Na even looking for something that would not be approved, just to show the public that, okay, this is something that's problematic.
Who are the SMDC? Not
did anyone rip out any trees while no one was looking?
Okay, the people who spotted it. You know, because it was hard not to spot. The people who started the whole hashtag campaign, that was a good thing.
Yeah.
You know that, if I'm not mistaken, it's Rob Cham and Thais Estrada, if I'm not mistaken.
The people who started the Paint Their Hands Back campaign. Yeah, there are good guys. Basically, anyone who is on the side of LGBT rights, equality, and stuff. Obviously, the good guys trying to point out who the bad guys are.
Yeah.
These are the good guys who are doing that. And they think, and I think the reason Bench is getting so much backlash is because the good guys...
Backlash. Yeah.
What?
Backlash.
Backlash.
I pronounce it backlash.
It's because the good guys felt betrayed that they were being used.
They were being used. They were
Bench.
They were on a leash.
Yeah, so
another bench campaign.
On a leash.
Okay.
Oh,
so there. People who are for equality, who are against the ruling of the ad board in censoring some ads and not others for family values that are totally bullshit. So we are the good guys technically, but definitely not either. I would say Bench is.
They inadvertently did something good.
They did something good. So either they're self-promoting assholes who did something good, or good guys who fucked up.
Okay, this reminds me of another ad. Not as controversial as this one, but definitely more popular. The Whipped. Is that it? Whipped.
Is that the...
Whip it! Whip it.
Whip it?
Yeah, whip it. The
Whip it,
Pantene.
the dog?
No, the Pantene. The shampoo ad.
Okay.
That, the bossy versus...
that one. Yeah.
Feminism. That also got on BuzzFeed or other
Viral
popular
things,
websites. And so it's clear. There's a pattern emerging. Advocacy in campaigns is a good thing.
Yeah.
It gets you on the news. It gets you in international news. Gets people talking. So more people will do it, and they will be motivated by money. Is this a good thing? Is this a...
Yeah. It's very hard to find good guys. It's easier to spot good things because people do bad things and good things all the time. So the good things are, of course, progressive campaigns. And of course, because they are corporations that make these campaigns, they're always in it for a profit. Like you see an inspirational ad from some Southeast Asian country. I think they're mostly Thai ads that are really touching and family value stuff. And then they're sponsored by an insurance company.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a logo at the end and they're promoting their company. But it's still uplifting and inspiring and it's good, right? So you can't blame corporations for cashing in on things that people are siding on. So they're promoting good things while trying to sneak their name in there. And in the end, they're still promoting good things.
Yeah, I think this is a common what is this? Something that people who are pro-capitalism always say, that people will always side with the right businesses will side with the right advocacies because it's good for business.
Yeah.
Like if they see society is moving towards this, and people are thinking that, for example, gay marriage should be accepted, then we'll ride on that wave, and then we'll get more customers. And I'm a bit wary of all. I mean, it's the invisible hand all over again. Sure, it happens, but it's not always the case. Like, what are examples? There are businesses that
refuse to serve like say
Chick-fil-A.
Hobby Lobby or Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, like it's not always gonna happen. So there are gonna be exceptions.
And I think they do feel a backlash when they don't. When they don't. Yeah, when they're against the new norm of being progressive, and they lose customers, they lose some profit, and they sometimes go under, and it's a little what's this? I don't know what I'm going for. It's a little questionable, like how
disingenuous.
I don't know how people our businesses are now forced to be progressive. Like they do have their own values, and people will have their. So we're sort of discriminating against the businesses that do discriminate.
Yeah,
and they have but that's just how society is going nowadays.
Yeah, and I am as skeptical of capitalists and businesses as the next anarchist, but you can't really fault these businesses too much. Like, let's say they made a good product. Let's say they made clean water, right? It's the cleanest, purest water that you can ever get. Do you accuse them? You just want to make a sale. You're not making good water out of sincerity of your hearts. You just want to make money. Duh.
Yeah.
Right? The same goes with advertising, I guess. If there are sincere people in the marketing teams, and they can use that it will sell to convince the business people, the purely money-oriented people, then we can't really delineate which people in these marketing and business and advertising teams are sincerely in it for the advocacy, or who just want to make a profit. In the end, like you said, I agree. It's the things that you judge in the end.
Yeah.
And if we judge this campaign of bench, in the end, okay, let's weigh in. Was it a good thing? I think so.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it was a good thing. We're talking about it now, and what are people gonna do about it next? They're gonna boycott bench. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's still a good thing for us. I mean, even if
consequentialists wouldn't, but
yeah, if bench is boycotted, which I think is, I don't think
know.
it really is gonna make much of a difference.
Yeah,
like the people who've been buying bench will still continue to buy bench.
It's kind of weird. Like the people who are against homosexuality would boycott bench for putting up that ad, and people who are for it would boycott bench because they deceived them into siding with bench. Like, who's gonna buy bench now? People who don't care.
Maybe the bench guys are of the all publicity is good publicity school.
Yeah. Actually, to some degree, that is right. I mean, who's talked about? When was the last time anyone talked about bench? That runway thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
who's talking about pen shop? Or are they the company?
Oh, this one is It is pen.
You're right.
Yeah, I just bought like 3 shirts yesterday.
Okay, they're the good guys. Okay, buy from
they don't care about LGBT.
They're perfectly profit oriented.
But guys,
don't care about.
There's one thing that I really want to emphasize here. That traditional values rule is still in the ad board. Forget about bench, forget about that particular billboard, and that everything else. That cause is still there. How else are we going to remove that? Bench, did it first. They tested the boundaries, and now we see. You can't put the hand there. Thank you for watching this episode. Please like, share, subscribe. We will talk about this at the meetup this weekend. Details of that will be on our website and social media channels. See you then, and see you on the next episode.
Bye.